Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Moments. I'm your host, Jada Lowe. If this is your first time listening, if this is your first time watching, thank y'all for tuning in. I don't take it lightly that you taking the time out of your day to watch your girl. And if you're coming back, those sentiments are the same. And thank y'all for circling back to listen to another episode. So I'm not going to tarry. Let's get straight into it. Y'all know, like, these past few episodes, we've been covering like things to be more mindful of as we're not just maneuvering through the year, but like the different seasons of life, right? And so one word that stuck out to me, and it's been something that I've been trying to focus on doing a better job at, is attention. What am I giving my attention to? Who am I giving my attention to? How do I delegate what I'm giving my attention to and how much attention I'm giving to certain things? So there's a word I'm about to say. It may ruffle y'all's feathers. If it don't, if it doesn't, it definitely ruffles mine. I'm still trying to come to terms with it. I'm still trying to understand it. I'm still trying to learn how to do it. And that is compartmentalizing. Goodness gracious. I know people who are able to compartmentalize like down to the T, or at least it seems that way. And I'm going to be honest, y'all. I commend them. I like, you're able to delegate and to divide up your attention to different things. And even if you don't address something, it's not because you don't want to address it. You just know that in certain cases that there's a time to do it, and you don't think about it, or you don't think about it as much until it's time to address it, or until you have the mental bandwidth to address it. And I commend it, because like some stuff, when I think about it, I'm thinking about it the whole time until I have to address it. Or I just, if there's a lot going on, it's hard for me to balance out each of those things, and it's hard for me to see how much attention I need to give to each of those things, or to see what doesn't deserve my attention. So I want us to kind of talk about that. But I felt like it's important. I felt like it was important to talk about compartmentalizing first, because I'm going to be honest, compartmentalizing frustrates me. It frustrates me. Um, I was in therapy, and my therapist was like, it's, it was really good, but it's like, you in therapy for a reason, right? And it's like, you give me something good and I have to work on it. And it's like, this is hard, but I know it's going to like help me be better. And like, she described it as creating like a mental drawer. And when she was describing it, like, I understood it, but at the same time, I was like, whew. If you watching, you seeing the face I'm making, but if y'all listening, I just stared off into an abyss, because that's what it felt like. And I'm like, how are you able to do that? Like, you're able to tuck something away and come back to it. I I I have a tendency to wear myself out thinking about it before I can like not get it off my mind, or before I can give attention to it at a later time. Like, I commend people who are able to compartmentalize, even developing that. And I know I'm going to get to a place where I can, but right now it's a little frustrating. Not gonna cap you up, down, or around downtown. It's frustrating. Compartmentalizing is frustrating, and like thinking about it too long. And there are some things that I just want to address in the moment. And I've learned that when dealing with people, and when being in situations, sometimes things can't get addressed immediately, or you're having to learn people or the situation to navigate and see how things need to be addressed and when. And so it's like, sometimes it's got to be tucked away, and you have to come back to it the next day. Or sometimes, if you're in a situation, it may have to be tucked away for a few days. Sometimes you may have to deal with it right then and there and give all of your attention to it then and there. Sometimes you may only be able to give 30% of it, tuck it away, and then give the rest of the 70 so you can give your full attention to it. It's like, now I'm winded, now I'm tired, and you know what? Just throw it all away. Just throw it all away. But that's what I've been trying to learn, like, compartmentalizing, and even like as it relates to the different areas of my life, because I feel like we all strive for a sense of balance. But there are some times where I feel like you have to be okay with the imbalance of balance. That's not me trying to make it complicated, but in the sense of like, there are certain aspects of your life where your 100% is giving maybe 70% to this certain thing. Not that you're not giving your full self to it, but there are other things that require more of your attention and more of your time and more of your effort, to where you can still give something to this in a way that's serving it, but in a way where what needs the full attention or what needs more attention gets that too. And it's like, it's the happy medium of finding that. And yeah, it's just, sometimes I don't want to think about it. Sometimes I think about it too much, instead of just like saying, Jada, okay, where can we divide this up into? And does it need to be thrown out? That was also what my therapist was telling me too. Like, you either need to store it away because you don't want to deal with it right now. It's something that deserves your immediate attention, or it's something that you just need to get rid of and burn up. And so I realized that I automatically, when things would happen, or when I would cause things, or just when situations would happen, I'd automatically see everything as needing immediate attention. And not just that, but all of my attention. So like a hundred, a hundred, a hundred, a hundred, a hundred, and that will wear me out sometimes, y'all, because it's like everything that happens needs my immediate attention, or at least I feel like, to get it out the way, to get it done, to come to a resolve as soon as possible. Granted, there are times where that will happen, but to get to a place where it's boom, 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 like I can check it off, check it off, check it off, like this problem solved, this situation solved, this relationship solved. I categorize it and I compartmentalize all of those in my head to, this needs immediate attention, this does too, this does too, this does too, this does too, and this does too. And once you see that, when dealing, not just when dealing with other people, but just when dealing with life in general, that sometimes you may not necessarily have the capacity to do that. You may have to say, okay, this deserves immediate attention. Okay, this right here, I can honestly deal with that, Lord willing, tomorrow. And I had to be honest with myself, like, Jada, why are you even giving your attention to some of this stuff? Like some of this stuff, some stuff that I was giving my attention to, I'm gonna be honest. Part of being a good steward over your attention and what you give your attention to is knowing what doesn't deserve your attention. Cause half the stuff that we give our attention to, respectfully, don't deserve it. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Not because it's just some things just don't deserve as much attention as you're giving to it, or it doesn't deserve any at all. So that's what I've been trying to do in my head, and it's been helping me. And let me know what helps y'all too, but it's been helping me to, like, literally ask myself, like, if I'm going through something, like, okay, Jada, well, is this something that requires and deserves your immediate attention? Like, and I don't even want to, yes, to an extent that it matters to you, right? But also, like, if all of these things matter to you, okay, Jada, is this something that you can store away and maybe save for another day, or save for later in the day? Is this something that you need to address right here and right now? Or is this something, and be honest with yourself, is this something that it really doesn't deserve your attention? It really doesn't. Because sometimes I work stuff up and give it more, I give it more weight than it actually holds. I give certain situations more weight than they actually hold. Not that they aren't valid, but when I actually take a step back or step out of myself and look at it, it's like, that really didn't deserve your attention, or that really didn't deserve your full attention like you gave it. That didn't deserve as much attention as you gave it. And now these other things that you put on the back burner that actually needed your attention are suffering. And that's what I don't want to get to, a place where the things that actually deserve my attention start suffering because I'm not delegating what I give my time, my energy, and my attention to. So, and when I say attention is currency too, it's like, what am I exchanging my attention for? I'm giving my time to it. My thing is like I'm giving my time, yes, but my time and my mental bandwidth to it. Like there have been times where I've given so much attention to things and it's bogged me down so much to where I got tired, to where I got drained. Like some stuff that doesn't deserve our attention, we end up getting drained over when we really shouldn't have given it that much attention in the first place. And just like understanding like I only have this X amount capacity. What needs to be here and what doesn't? And what needs to be put off until later. And I think when we understand that, we become better stewards over our attention. We become better stewards even over our time and our energy. Giving something attention takes energy. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I'm in a place where I'm being very cognizant of what I want to like take in relationally, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Before those things mattered to me, but not to the point like where I was questioning what I was giving my attention to. I just thought everything was the same. But now I'm seeing like, okay, if I give so much attention to something that I could hold off on, or something that doesn't even deserve my attention, that it becomes at the expense of me. If I handle every single thing like it deserves immediate attention, I begin putting myself in a place where what I value can be compromised, that my time can be compromised, and my mental bandwidth can be compromised. And now it's hurting me and doing more harm than good in comparison to if I were to delegate all of that better and to divide what needs attention into the right categories. I could have saved myself a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of mental bandwidth and space to be able to hold that. So yeah, just be mindful of that. I became more mindful of it when I realized that I was and I know I'm not the only person, but I overworked myself about a lot of stuff, and it's even been like difficult still trying to get through that and not overworking like my mind when it comes to handling things. And I'm gonna be honest, we only have 24 hours in the day. It's only so much you can give your attention to. It's only so much you can even give your attention to in the day. So if I only have this capacity and I'm overworking myself, like I can just give attention to everything instead of being a good steward over it, I'm gonna wear myself into the ground. I'm going to wear myself into the ground. I just had to. I think once I realized the toll. Hold on. I think once I realized the toll that it was taking like on me mentally, I hate that it took that, but that was the only way that I was going to be able to become more aware of it and to see like a lot of the stuff that I'm tripping over, a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to give immediate attention to, this don't really, like, I'm gonna be honest, some of it doesn't matter. And some of it's like that just really didn't deserve the attention that you gave to it. And when it comes to like putting stuff like on the shelf or putting stuff on the shelf and coming back to it, come back to it when you're in a space to be able to address it and give it attention. And when you have the mental capacity to do that. But yeah, I had to, and I encourage y'all to do this too. I had to be mindful of what I was giving my attention to, and I had to make note of what I was giving my attention to. Like, what type of situations was I in that was causing me, as a result, to have to give so much attention to it to the point where it became draining? What things did I give my attention to that recharged me? What things did I give my attention to where it was kind of neutral? It was like, I could be good in this situation, but if I were out of this situation, it really wouldn't make a difference. Like I'm good in or out. And I had to take note of that. Like you have to take note and inventory of what you're giving your attention to. And because some of those things too that you're giving your attention to is a distraction. Um once I when you give let me rewind. When the reason why I say it can be a distraction is because you get so caught up in it and so much time has gone by to where you're like, dang, this kind of distracted me from, and I'm talking about the things that don't deserve your attention or the things that you could have delegated a little better, right? um Dog, I gave so much attention to this situation to where a whole month has gone by. I gave so much attention to this situation where I could have just kind of like not brushed it to the side, but I could have dealt with it later, so I could have handled something else. And now all this time has gone by. So attention, like when you don't delegate your attention and what find it when you don't compartmentalize too, it it can become a distraction. It can become a distraction. So yeah, I'm having to learn how to compartmentalize, and it's been a journey to say the least, but I'm getting through it. I'm learning how to I'm really trying to everybody folks be saying be aware, but I'm like, can y'all give me a disclaimer about being aware? Like I'm down for it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But baby, it takes some elbow grease. Well, yeah, your attention is currency, and also like everybody doesn't deserve your attention. Everybody doesn't like we always talk about like time and energy and stuff, but attention. We talk about time, we talk about energy, we talk about effort. All of those things require time. Start over. Time, energy, and effort all require our attention. Everything and everybody doesn't deserve it. Attention goes into your time. When I give you my time, I'm giving you my attention. When I'm giving you like my energy, I'm giving you my attention. Like I'm giving you the space to do what you need to do, or I'm giving this situation the space to do what it needs to do. And everything doesn't deserve that, y'all. Everything does not deserve that. And I just want us to be mindful of it. And I encourage you to take some, like, sit with yourself a little bit and take some inventory of like, okay, what am I giving my attention to? What are some things that I could set to the side and deal with later? And there may be some things that you sit to the side just simply because you need rest. Some of y'all may be giving so much attention to everything else but yourself. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere and relax. It'll be okay with you not touching it for a while. And when you get the rest that you need, go back to it. Go back to it. That's a whole nother story. And what deserves immediate attention? What is priority? What's priority zero? What needs immediate attention? And so, like, delegate those things. Be a good steward over your attention too, because that will weigh on you if you handle it wrong, if you mishandle it. And try to do a better job of compartmentalizing not just your attention but everything. Yeah, just that's attention's been on my heart because I've been trying to work through that. And compartmentalizing, though it's not easy, it can be done. Don't ask me when I'm going to come back on here and tell y'all when I've 100% been able to compartmentalize, because I don't have an answer right now. But yes, be a good steward over your attention and know that your time, your energy, and your efforts all requires your attention to find it again. Attention is incorporated into those things too. Okay? And relax, rest, sit down somewhere. But yes, be a good steward over your attention because attention is currency, okay? So be mindful. Take some notes of like what has my attention, what's getting too much attention, and what doesn't need my attention at all. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised because I was threw me for a loop, but you'll be good. And work from there and know that You're worthy. You're capable. I love you. You're great. Y'all can always give your attention to mindful moments. I couldn't help it. It was there. But yes, y'all just be cognizant and know that you're worthy, you're capable again. And we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna just let y'all listen when it comes in the next episode. But yes, be mindful of what you're giving your attention to. And I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next episode.